It's time for Maggie and the Moms, sponsored by Tampa General Hospital. Welcome to Maggie and the Moms, where we celebrate but never sugarcoat parenting. On our panel today, we welcome back Carrie Kreisman, a mother of two, and the former First Lady of St. Petersburg, who wrote Accidental First Lady, detailing her experiences as a political spouse for over 2 decades. Stephanie Shepard is back as well. She's also a mother of two, and the woman behind Great Life is a Must, where she shares, as she puts it, content to help you crush barriers, keeping you stuck. Yes! And Laura Byrne, a mother of two as well, and the editor of Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine. The March issue out now has got what's new at Zoo Tampa, their top picks for family-friendly events, and so much more. So please check it out. Welcome back, guys. Good to have you here.
Great to be here.
So our first topic was inspired by an article that we read titled, "Why I Lie About the Fact That My Baby is a Great Sleeper." And it was written by the mother of a newborn who says that when her friends or anybody asks her, "How's your baby sleeping?" she doesn't say, "Oh, amazing, gives me no trouble at all, sleeps through the night, perfect baby," because she doesn't want to appear to be bragging and she's afraid she'll be judged. So she says something like, "Oh, we're having a good run for now." And then she goes on to say, why is it that women feel like they have to lie about their reality of their parenting so they won't be judged? Why is it that it's okay to say, my kid struggles with this, and you get like a pat or a hug and a smile, but when you say, oh, my kid's great at math, you get an eye roll? Just curious, why do you think that is, and do you find that that's true?
You know, I've kind of been there, done that, because the kids are 24 and 19, but I definitely went through that as a younger mom, and you know, with all the friends. And what I found is that at different periods of time, sometimes our kids will be, you know, excelling at certain things and then struggling. And I think my personality is to be a little more understated to begin with. So I have to admit I would probably have played it down, but I also would try to be sensitive to what was around and who was around, in terms of maybe if someone was having a hard time, I wouldn't be like, well, my kid found it easy, you know, or something like that, or we're doing great over here. So that's, I think I just kind of read the room kind of thing, and you know, but there's never any reason to not be proud of your child either. I think you can balance
and that's
it.
your instinct. What about you, Steph?
Yeah, I like the idea of just reading the room. Anybody that knows me or follows me, you know that I will share the good, I share the bad. I will share that my daughter decided to keep buying lunch at school even though I'm packing it, but I'll also share that she just finished reading her first chapter book. You know what I mean? And so I think,
so you keep it real.
I keep it real, and I feel like people appreciate that. Yes, we can connect over our struggles and, you know, share our ideas and get some help, but at the same time, I think you should be able to celebrate if someone has something that's going good with their kids, because I mean, parenting is hard. And so if your child is, you know, amazing at math, maybe you can share that and, you know, maybe share some advice or tips for the other mom. Like, I think it's okay. And I could just be too matter of a fact about it, but I feel like change your circle if you don't have people around you that can celebrate the wins and the struggles.
Oh, I like that too.
100% agree with everything they were going to say. And that, you know, read the room was going to be what I was going to say too, because it just kind of really depends on who you're around and what their struggles are. I think sometimes we may kind of fib just a little bit just to help the other mom feel like they can relate to us, because we all, I mean, every child's not always going to be a perfect sleeper or what, you know, but I just kind of the same thing, just kind of read the situation. You're not going to outright lie, but sometimes, you know, if they're really struggling, you're not going to say, yeah, man, I'm so sorry because my kid's a great sleeper, because mine was not. So
exactly. It's all in how you say it and when you say it. I think, and who you say it to. And that's why I refrain from posting too much on social media when I can't see how it's being received or who I'm reaching. So I'm not the mom who posts every report card and every home run and every great performance, though I want to, because you're proud as a mom. But I kind of try to balance it as well. Maybe I'll send a text to my close friends and something like that. All right, topic number 2 was inspired by something that happened at my house that I thought was hilarious. So as you guys, I think, know, my son loves to play sports. He's good at basketball and baseball, but now he's in 6th grade, and at school he gets to try all the sports. So he's like, you know, I'm going to try track. He's fast, so we thought, you know, he might do well. So the meets happen. He does pretty well, not the best, but he does pretty well. 2nd place, 3rd place. He gets ribbons, hangs them up. So the other day he comes out of his room with this ribbon, and he goes, Mom, I'm not going to be hanging this one up, and in fact, you can throw it away. He's cracking up. This says, 8th place. And he is laughing and he says, can you please tell me why this is necessary? And I thought, you are wise beyond your years, because that's such a good question. Thank you. No. That's what you wanted me to do with it. So that's what I'm going to do with it. I'll tell you why I feel like that's where it belongs, but I'm so curious to hear what you think, Laura.
I mean, can we just please not get more stuff? You know what I mean? Like the trophy for everybody. No, I don't want it, unless like my kid deserved it. I don't want the trophy. I don't want the ribbons, because it's just stuff that your kid will get. Well, at least your son was like, please throw it out. But you know, it's not teaching life lessons either. Like you have to work for it in order to get the reward. And everyone getting a reward it's blowing the whole point of competition. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But there's friendly competition, of course.
Having ran track, there are 8 lanes. And
I know.
That's kind
but
of
you
like
came in last.
8 means last.
Maybe not. Depends on how many heats there were. You may have, maybe
Right.
not. But I agree with, yes, you don't necessarily need to. Everyone doesn't need an award or a medal every single time there's something happening. I feel like for later in life, this is too close to the I don't tell my kids no kind of parenting. And then what happens when you don't get the job? What happens when you don't get different things?
Yes.
Then you have a meltdown because you didn't get the seat or the job or the girl or boy that you wanted. For me, if it's a competitive sport or competitive thing that you're doing, it is okay for the kid to know, you got 8th place. You got last. You didn't win. Like, that's okay.
And you don't get a medal or a trophy for that.
That's a skill that I think is useful later in life, to be able to accept losses.
Where are you on this, Carrie?
I am exactly where they are. We've been through the sports as well, and our son chose golf. And I mean, there's no, there's no 8th place. I mean, there is, but there's no awards being given out. And and then our daughter chose dance, and she was judged by judges. So, I mean, that's kind of harsh. And the only thing I can say is when they were really little, and this is a sport that they'll start sometimes at 3 or 4, and I could see giving out 8th place just to get the little ones and keep them engaged.
Okay.
But after that, I saw it taper off, where she wasn't 16 and still getting 8th place or something. If she got 8th place, she wasn't getting a ribbon. But anyway, with that said, I agree exactly. It doesn't teach them real world lessons. And they know, and like your son, they know. I mean, they want to be proud of 1st, 2nd, or 3rd maybe.
Right.
And then strive to work toward that.
There's no shame in coming in 8th.
Not at all.
If you did your best and you got 8th, I will applaud you.
Exactly.
But I ain't giving you no ribbon.
No.
Because you need to learn that in life, you are not good at everything. You lose at some things. You lose a lot.
You have a bad day
And losing is awesome, because
That's how you
losing
learn.
makes you work harder to win.
Does it fall forward? Is that what they say?
Yes. Number 2, it tells you, well, maybe this isn't my thing. I'm going to find what is. Not everybody's going to be great at track, but maybe you're great at baseball.
Right.
So losing is an essential part of life. So many lessons come from it. Let's not deprive our kids of that by saying, oh, you did terribly, but don't get upset. It's okay. Here's an 8th place ribbon.
Right.
No. All right, we're going to spin this wheel. Sorry, I'm fired up. I don't know why I spun it like that. Okay, the first topic is mother knows best. All right, guys, we give our kids so much advice. Let's say they approached you and said, Mom, tell me one quality that's essential in life. Stephanie, what would you tell your children?
So I'm going to say being yourself. So authenticity. I feel like that's going to get you further in life. You're going to get all the connections, all of the things that are meant for you just from being yourself. There's too many people right now that are trying to, aspiring to be like or get other things that everyone else is getting. And I think if I'm able to teach my kids that you be yourself 100% of the time, I know that they'll go much further in life than, anyone that's doing the opposite of that.
And you're modeling that because, as you said, you keep it real on social media.
Yes,
I'm
doing
really,
my best.
really admire that. All right, Laura, you go.
Well, I was going to say be genuine, but that really kind of falls into the same categories what you just talked about. So I guess my other one would be just be honest with yourself and trust your gut about people, about places, about things, about everything, because your gut instinct is always usually right in general. And
yeah. I like that, Carrie.
And I agree with both of them, but I was going to say honest. So in terms of being honest with yourself, but just be honest in all that you always do. Because, if you think you might have to engage in a little bit of, inauthenticity, if that's a word, it will catch up with you, and it's not going to serve you well in the long run. So just always be honest.
That's exactly my answer. In fact, it was a dinner conversation. We talked about integrity, and we said to be an honest person of high moral character is everything, because that's the kind of person that people will want to be friends with, will want to marry, will want to hire, will rely on. If you have integrity, you're going to make good choices, and that's going to lead you down a good path. So
100%.
that's what we believe here on Maggie and the Moms. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
And still ahead, our Maggie and the Mom sponsor, Tampa General Hospital, is one of the nation's busiest transplant institutes, and we've got the executive director here in studio to tell us more about what they do and what you can do to help. Daytime will be right back.